Did you ever look around and wonder about the shapes that we see all around us every day? There are shapes inside our houses. And there are shapes outside. Well, I made my very own story to read to you today. It's called Red Heart, Red Heart, What Do You See? And it's a short story, so I'm going to read it 2 times. The first time, I'd like to read it just to you, and the second time, I'd like you to read it with me. Are you ready? Let's go. Red heart, what do you see? I see an orange circle looking at me. Orange circle, what do you see? I see a blue square looking at me. Blue square, what do you see? I see a green rectangle looking at me. Green rectangle, what do you see? I see a purple triangle looking at me. Purple triangle, what do you see? I see a yellow star looking at me. Yellow star, what do you see? I see Mrs. Phillips looking at me. Mrs. Phillips, what do you see? I see all the shapes looking at me. I see a red heart, an orange circle, a blue square, a green rectangle, a purple triangle, and a yellow star looking at me. That's what I see. Was that a fun book? Do you think you can read that with me? Let's try. We're going to start with the title. Red heart, what do you see? Red heart, what do you see? I see an orange circle looking at me. Orange circle, what do you see? I see a blue square looking at me. Blue square, what do you see? I see a green rectangle looking at me. Green rectangle, what do you see? I see a purple triangle looking at me. Purple triangle, what do you see? I see a yellow star looking at me. Yellow star, what do you see? I see Mrs. Phillips looking at me. Mrs. Phillips, what do you see? I see all the shapes looking at me. I see and looking at me. That's what I see. We can also learn about shapes through songs.
Square. Triangle. Circle. Shapes.
I'm a square. I have 4 sides.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I have 4 sides.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm a square. Oh yeah. Let's go.
I'm a triangle. I have 3 sides.
1, 2, 3.
I have 3 sides.
1, 2, 3.
I'm a triangle.
You can also have fun drawing shapes. I'm going to draw one in the air. Can you guess what it is? Watch carefully. What did you think I drew? If you said square, you're right. Here comes another one. What was that? A triangle. You're right. You can also draw shapes by putting flour or salt in a tray and drawing on them. I'm going to show you some now. I have some flour in the tray and I'm going to draw a shape on it. Watch. Do you know what shape I just drew? If you said circle, you're right. I can shake the pan a bit and make my circle disappear, and then I can make another shape. Here I go. Do you know what shape I made? It's a rectangle. It's shaped just like a door. I can even make some shapes with things from around my house. I can make this shape. Do you know what shape this is? If you said square, you're right. And I made this shape. Do you know what shape this is? If you said triangle, you're right. I wonder if I could make a circle or an oval with my forks. What do you think? I have a song that I like to sing that describes the shapes just like a rectangle is shaped like a door. So I'm going to play that for you. If you know it, sing with me. I am Mama Circle, round like a pie. I'm Baby Triangle, 3 sides have I. I am Papa Square, my sides are 4. I'm Cousin Rectangle, shaped like a door. I am Brother Oval, shaped like a 0. I'm Sister Diamond with a sparkle and a glow. You can also have fun with shapes by playing a game with them. So you can make some shapes, and if you don't have construction paper to make the shapes, you could just use some ads that come in the mail. I made one here. I made a triangle with one of the ads. So ask your parents if they have any mail that you can use to cut out some shapes. First, lay your shapes on the floor, and you can use a Beanie Baby, a bean bag, or even a rolled up sock. And you're going to throw it on one of the shapes, and then say the shape and what it looks like when you land on it. That one went on an oval. An oval is round like a 0. And then someone else can have a turn. That one went over the diamond. The diamond has a sparkle and a shine. It also has 4 slanted lines. Do you remember at the beginning of this video, I told you that you can find shapes inside your house and outside your house? Well, I challenge you to go on a shape hunt. Look around your house. See how many different shapes you can find. I'm going to show you one example. I'm going to look for a square. I found a square picture frame in my bedroom. This is a picture of my son, Mr. Andy, when he was little. And the outside shape is a square. It has 4 sides, all the same. And do you see another shape in the middle of the square? It's a heart too. So I have 2 shapes in one for this. Well, I hope that you enjoy this activity and look around. What shapes can you find? How many different shapes can you find? Can you describe them too? Have fun!